Hello guys, my name is Milvad and today we are talking about the Laravel Telescope. So, Laravel Telescope is an official Laravel package and developed by a Laravel core team. Laravel Telescope is a free package that helps to manage and monitoring uh, some action in your system. So, uh, if you want to read the documentation of the Laravel Telescope, you can go to laravel.com docs version, for example 10 and telescope. I am added this link into the description. So Laravel Telescope is a package that collect all action uh, and show in the a beautiful page. For example, you are run some schedule or some job in your system and you can see in the Laravel Telescope page. And also, for example, you send some request, you can see when this request happen and which, for example, user and at the which time this request will be this request sent. And also we have a mail log and something else, and we want to talking about the Laravel Telescope and work with them. So Laravel Telescope made by Laravel, or we can say PHP and Vue.js, and you can see the Laravel Telescope data in the real time. So you can go to in an introduction and open the Laravel Telescope GitHub page. You can go to github.com Laravel and Telescope. I'm added this link into the description. So you can see the Laravel package is official Laravel package, and you have a beautiful page in your application when you install Laravel Telescope. And also you can see a Laravel Telescope developed by created by PHP and Vue.js, and you have a real time data. So let's go to install and talk later. So in the installation you can just write composer require and Laravel Telescope. So I'm wait for install Laravel Telescope, and you have see I'm installed version 4.17.3 is the last version. So I'm wait for install. So the next step is install Laravel Telescope in your system, or in your in your package. Telescope and install. Publish service provider, assets and configuration. So let's open the my IDE, and we have a new files here. We have a indexing the new files, and the first thing is the configuration. You have a new file named telescope, and also you have some configuration here, and we will talking about this section. And let's see the migration. We don't have any migration. And the service provider, we have a Telescope service provider and some configuration here. And the last thing I think here in the just this, and we have a assets files is the CSS and JS of the Telescope, and also app dark. In the Telescope we have a dark mode. So let's run my application and see that I am already run, and just need to let's see. Oh, we need to run again server, and I think we have a problem with the PHP version, and also I run with my cmd. So my application run correctly, and let's see. So is the default Laravel page is a welcome, and so if you want to see the telescope page, you need to write telescope, and when you are write this URL and enter, telescope automatically move to request URL. You can see when I write telescope, you can see move it to telescope request URL. And here the first section is the request, and here handle the request that incoming from your application. And we have some button. We have here is the pause recording. When you are click this button, Laravel-Telescope pause all recording. For example, record the jobs and something else, and pause it the recording. And also we have if we want, for example, after for example end of the all week, or end of the day, you are want to clear the entries and entities and data, you can click this button and clear all entries. And we have a auto load, we have like a refresh or reload, and also we have a monitoring, and we will use this button in the future. So here we have a scanning. I think can't scan, the telescope can't scan request, but we need to see another section. So the next section is about the commands, and when you run some commands, here we have a I forgot, sorry. When you run some commands, Laravel-Telescope automatically show which commands run, and the result of the command and something else. I think we need to migrate Laravel-Telescope migration, and we have some configuration about the migration, telescope migration. So create the database and also migrate. Here you can see telescope entries table, and it's a big table. And let's go to see the telescope entries. So we have a function get connection, and get the connection from here is the default is MySQL. You can change it. For example, you want to store telescope entities into the, for example, PostgreSQL. And here in the up function, we have a get connection from this function, and also we have a telescope entries. We have a UUID, batch ID, and something like that. We have a type, content, and also we have a telescope entries tags. We have a tags feature in the telescope, and we will talk about the tags. And also we have a telescope monitoring, is just a get a tag or take a tag. And in the down we drop 3 migration or 3 table. So let's go to see the commands and something else. When you run migrate, the all standing is correctly works. So, and here in the command we are run the migrate command, the exit code is 0, we don't have any error, and happen in the 1.1 minute ago. And for detail, you can click on this button or this icon, uh, show the date time, host name is Diwali HP, and the command is migrate, exit code is 0. Argument, for example, just we have a run migrate without any options, and the available options for migrate command is this. For example, we don't need to run seed, but when you are didn't run seed, here we have a false value. And we have some queries. We have 31 queries when you run this command. And insert migrations, failed jobs, and users and something else, and also create the database for us. And also you can see the details of the queries, and also show the duration for run these queries. And for these queries, you can see this insert into migration and value and something else, and show the location, connection, time, and also show the command. And the tag is slow. Slow is take a lot of time to run. And also we have a tag here. I see the down Laravel-Telescope wrap the, for example, queries to a slow, for example, medium, and fast. And if you want to show which queries is slow, you can, for example, write slow, or write here in the query string tag equal with show, and see the queries was slow. So and also the request, we don't have any request now, but we can go to home page, and in home page you can see we have a real-time data. The verb or the type of the request is the get, the path is the home page, and the status is 200, and the duration is a millisecond. And the happens is that when this request be happen, and 3 seconds ago. If you want to show the detail of the request, you can click and see the details of the request. For example, host name, controller action is a closure, is not a controller. Middleware web, and IP address, because it's my local. Memory usage, payload, we don't have any payload. Headers, we have some headers, is the default of the Laravel. We have a cookie and something else. Session, we have a token, CSR token, and previews, and we don't have a next. So and also we have a flash. The response is the view, and show the path of the view, welcome.blade.php, and we don't have any data to pass the view. And also show one view is that the welcome, and we don't have any composers. And also you can you can see the details of the view, is the view, and also the request, and the view didn't take any data. So here we are see the telescope request. And if, for example, I want to go to a not found page, and you can see load new entries, you can see is the get and with the pass, and we have a 400 or 404 status. And so we have we are talking about the commands. For example, I need to clear the cache. PHP Artisan or you can use Optimize. Optimize is better. And if you want to refresh or load, you can see the new commands here. The Optimize clear, and also we saw the command details. And also we have another section. We have a views, redis, queries, notification, and something else. And we very Laravel-Telescope is very powerful tools for managing the Laravel actions. So let's see the Laravel-Telescope documentation. We want to talking about the migration configuration. If you like to, this section. If we want to use another migration, we don't like to use the default migration of Telescope, you can use ignore migration method in the register of the Telescope service provider, and may you want to export the default Telescope migration, you can run this command. But I don't suggest to use customized migration, but you can do it. So here in this section we are Laravel talk about the local only installation. If you want to install Laravel Telescope just in the development section, you can pass a dev flag. I will record a composer course, and in the composer course we talking about the --dev flag for installing package. And also you install the Telescope service provider in the local in the local mode in the app service provider. So here, and also in the compose JSON you can add Laravel Telescope for don't discover. So let's go to Laravel Telescope configuration here, and let's up. So here we have a Telescope domain, and if you want to access Telescope in this specific domain, you can write your domain, and if this domain or subdomain is null, Telescope access on the main URL. For example, here we have a localhost, or for example in the Laravel.com Telescope, and here you can see, for example, access to the Telescope. So, and the next key is the Telescope path. You can see when you want to access the Telescope, you need to write Telescope, but you may for example, you like to write, for example, milwatt and comments. Here you can write the default value or add the Telescope path into the environment. But for example, I'll change it to milwatt and let's run it. And you can see the commands page is up correctly. And when I write Telescope, we have a not found page. So let's back, and okay. And here in the Telescope storage driver, if you want to store the Telescope entities, for example, you want to store in the file, you want to store in the cache or something else in the Redis, for example, you can change the driver of Telescope storage driver. The default is database and is the best choice, I think, but you can change this. And also in the storage we have some key. For example, if you are change it, for example, from database to Redis, you need to add a Redis, and here in the connection, and something else about the configuration. And also you can change the connection from MySQL to another DB. And the chunk is a chunk your data or entities. Telescope master switch. If you want to disable the telescope watcher, you can change this value to false. The default is true, and telescope watcher are enabled, and you can read this description for get more information. Telescope route middleware. We have some middleware on the route. For example, you want to add us, for example, and or you have a customize middleware. For example, I want to add a middleware. You can add it, or add or use middleware class directly like that. And the web is necessary. Don't change this. Don't change this middleware. And also you can add some middleware. If you want to disable Laravel-Telescope watcher for some routes, for example, if here in the this example, if the request started with the API, just only these URLs record the data. And also for ignore pass, we have a live wire, pulse, and nova, and something else. And also we have some ignore commands. You can add it. For example, I want to say migrate, and let's migrate again, and let's see the Laravel Telescope. You can see we don't have any row for migrate command, but if I remove and run again migrate, you can see the new migrate command or row here will be displayed. And also the important section is the telescope watchers. We have some watchers for example, get the new cache will be happen, or for example, when submit a new command, watchers get the command and store a row in the telescope DB, and you can disable or enable, and some ignore or hidden here. Is very important section. And for example, you want to disable the log, you can write false or change it to false directly here, or you can use env. And when I'm refresh, we don't have any logs. This watcher is turn it off, and is disable some section that you don't need, and it's very good, I think. This package is very flexible, and you can filter some section or some data. I will show how can filter some data, and also finish the config, telescope config. So the next section is about the clear telescope entities in the specific hours. So let's go to a schedule. So maybe you want to delete the telescope entities after some hours. For example, you want to delete telescope data after 24 hours or 1 day. We can say 1 day. So you can use a schedule command and use telescope prune and also run daily. The default of the telescope prune command is 24 is by hours. So and after 1 day the telescope data deleted automatically. And also we have you can pass hours. For example, you want to say, for example, after 2 days Laravel telescope data remove. And here you can see the hours and just this. So is about the pruning telescope entities. And so the another section. So here you can see the views that display, and here we have a 44. Minimal is about the error, and welcome. So also you made let's see, you want to here is about the telescope API, and let's comment this section. So maybe you want to say, for example, just a user that with the for example milwatt.dev@gmail.com can access to telescope, not anyone. You can go to telescope service provider. In the end of the service provider, we have a gate method or gate function. In the gate function, here define a new gate, and here you can see is automatically Laravel write for email, and you can change it, for example, name, ID, or something else. Or you can remove in array method and say, for example, if you are using spotty permission package, for example, has permission to, for example, just permission super admin permission, or role and something else. But here in this example is array, is just for email, or you can use another user attributes. And for example, I want to say milwatt.dev@gmail.com, and also for example nono@gmail.com and taylor@gmail.com. And these users can be accessed to telescope. Let's refresh and let's see. I think when you're logging, Laravel-Telescope can be didn't display. Let's see. I am creating a user. Create with the name is, for example, this, and with the email @gmail.com with the password bcrypt 122 and 6. So, and logging the user. So let's go to here, and also I think login. Let's see. Here in the title I'm using as user and email. I have a duplicate entry, so let's comment and hope. So let's get the first user, because we have a one user, and log in the user. We have a login user, and let's refresh, and I think we have a problem here. User email and user just these users can be accessed. So I'm pause the video and check the gate and come back again. Oh, I find the answer. The authorization section, in this section, just run here. I forgot to read this section. I forgot the this tip. This gate just work on the production mode, and we are working in the development mode. Let's go to env and change here from local to production, and let's see the telescope, and let's clear the cache. So I think we have a problem. Here we have a problem. Production, and so the next section is about the is my Camtasia, and the next section is about the filtering the data that's storing or tracking by Laravel-Telescope. In the Laravel-Telescope service provider, we have a here. So here you can use the dark mode for Laravel-Telescope. If you are enable this section, the Laravel-Telescope will be change the theme and goes to dark theme, and I think it's very good. I love dark mode. And here in the telescope and filter, we have a you can filter some data. Here you can see in this section, you can if your application in the local mode, it will be written through and store all things. And you can also remove this section, but is the default Laravel-Telescope service world. And you can see the entry is if is reportable exception. Here you can see return false, is a failed request. If is a failed request, here is need to return a boolean. Is a failed job if job will be failed. Is a scheduled task, and also has a monitoring task. You can remove some these for example, for failed request you can remove this. And And in the default mode, Laravel-Telescope record or store all things, a schedule, for example, request, job, and something else. And also you can remove, for example, if you don't like to record job, you can remove. So the next section is about the tagging. So the Laravel-Telescope, in the core of the Laravel-Telescope, we have a tagging system, and we can search data by tagging. For example, I'm sure before we have a slow queries tag, and when you are write a slow for tagging, searching tagging, show the queries, slow queries. So we can go again, and in the queries we want to show the slow, and show the slow, and for example fast. When you write fast, we don't have any queries. And the request, and so you can also make a custom tag, telescope tag. In the tag method, take a closure with the tag, I think, incoming entry and entry. And also you can for example create your tag. For example, if you say entry type is equal with for example milliwatt, sorry, show some data, and if is not, for example, show the array. So let's go to Telescope documentation, and here we have a tagging. And in the Laravel example, here you can see the type if is the request, in the array status, concat with the entry entries that contain of response status. And also we have some watchers I'm show you before. And the last thing is about the displaying user avatars. In the Telescope, if you want to display the user avatar, you can add it, you can customize the user avatar. For example, in the GitHub Milva Dev is my GitHub page. So let's go here. So I'm copy this image, and here you can see in the register function telescope avatar, and take a closure with the ID and a string, and you can just write ID, for example a string ID, and sorry. So now I want to return a GitHub URL, and let's see. So in the name of the users, you can see show my avatar, and you can, for example, you are using a media system, or using a some package, you can here customize the user avatar, and is very, I think, interested. So Laravel-Telescope is finished successfully, and I hope you liked my video and is helpful for you. If you like my video, you can subscribe my channel and turn on the bells for send notify the new videos. And just this, I show all section of the Laravel-Telescope. I hope this video is helpful for you, and until next video, goodbye.